I'm Chronix, and this is Crystal from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your Raw review for September 23rd, 2013 from Chicago, Illinois. I'm wearing my Chicago shirt right now.
You are, and who brought you a Chicago shirt?
You brought me a Chicago shirt. You know why?
Why?
Because I didn't get to go.
Well, I saw you. I brought you a shirt, though.
Yeah, so I got to wear one. I actually love Chicago.
Actually, I brought you 2 Chicago shirts from both my trips to Chicago.
I always wanted to go to Chicago. I have not been able to go yet.
I'm sorry.
We're going to have to go.
We're going to go.
I would have been
go next summer.
I would have wanted to be at this show because I thought that this show was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty exciting. Now, you see, they come out first. You got 10 guys on the ramp. It was like the 10 guys that held up Daniel Bryan, you know, not too long ago. They held up Daniel Bryan with his victory, Rob Van Dam, and all these other guys, primetime players, whatever. And I guess they're all in question now because they did this. So they announced the owner and CEO to come out, Triple H and Stephanie, which I was not aware that Triple H and Stephanie are the owners.
So they're the owners?
Well, they said owner and CEO. Maybe I heard that wrong. Maybe I heard that wrong because that is implying that the CEO is Triple H. I get that. But the owner would be Stephanie, which is incorrect, I thought.
Well, technically it's a publicly traded company, so the stockholders own it.
Yeah.
Own the company.
But at no point was Stephanie the owner of WWE. I don't know. That was just kind of weird.
No, she never was.
But anyways,
I do want to say that Vince McMahon still holds majority stock.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
But I mean, if anybody's going to be the owner in the storyline, it's Vince.
Well, yeah, it's definitely not Stephanie by any stretch of the imagination.
So Triple H, he says because they have done this and they raised them up for everything, that's why they're out there, and that's why they're on trial, and they actually have their own little microphone on a stand, which is something we don't really see in WWE a lot of times, a microphone on the stand, because guys hold their own microphones. But this is kind of a public forum microphone, so he had a little boom mic going on, so that was kind of odd. There was no podium or anything, it was all cheap style, right?
That is very odd.
And Stephanie says thank you, and you know, you all guys really grabbed the brass ring because it really took like some cojones. Y'all were being men by going out there and doing what you wanted to do, I guess, or whatever. Because they, you know, they didn't fall in line. They broke out and they did what Triple H and Stephanie normally would have like frowned upon or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They like did something.
I'm listening.
So, because of this, you know, they're like thanking him. Everybody's kind of like, this is weird, confusing, because doesn't sound like them at all. RVD actually speaks first, which I thought was crazy, because they never let RVD speak or anything. And
True.
Then Stephanie is like, look, you know, why were y'all like holding him up? Y'all should have been all out for yourself, basically. Y'all should be wanting to be the faces of WWE and be like, you know, so then she like turned it around on him and everything, right? And then she calls out old Zack Ryder. Old Zack Ryder looks super sad and just depressed. And she's like, you know, you should have been like the woo-woo face of the WWE. And he was just like, because see, the thing with Zack Ryder, like, he didn't do any of that stuff to himself. It's WWE's fault.
He didn't do anything.
So it's like, she's like blaming like his like lack of push on himself. So like all these real emotions are coming out from Zack Ryder and his sad face, which had mixed emotions about, because it's like, yeah, WWE did that to Zack, but it's also interesting to have like those real life things out there. But I'm kind of like this: if they're not going to do anything with Zack, at least that's something. He actually got to have a match tonight, so it's like if they're going to completely screw him, why not just put it all out in the open? I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about that kind of stuff, you know, because they really bring out some real stuff sometimes. And that, you know, it can hurt, it can help, I don't know. But Triple H, you know, he's like, tonight y'all guys are going to be in a handicap match. And y'all are going to go against the Shield. So it's going to be like 11 on 3. 11 guys, all these guys on the, you know, the top of the ramp and everything. And Daniel Bryan taking on the Shield, which I thought instantly spelled out the Shield just completely demolishing them in some shape, form, fashion. I didn't really know.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a lot of sense, though, because if Triple H is on the Shield side, why would he stack the odds against them so hard?
That was a weird part about it.
It's very odd.
Because it's like 11 on 1. It's like, well, you got 11 guys. One who's been... 2 a few who have been WWE champion, tag champions, United States champion, Intercontinental champions. I mean, these are not jobbers.
Right, you got legitimate competitors.
Going against the Shield, who are relatively new themselves.
True.
So, it's like, you know, you would think logically, well, yeah, Daniel Bryan and everybody's going to win. But in my mind, I was thinking the Shield has to win because, you know, they're the Shield and they're just going to be so tough or whatever. But as the night unfolds, it kind of becomes clear what's going on here.
Okay.
So they do this. Stephanie's like, you know, hey guys, go download that WWE app on your iPhone with your purple iPhone case and go out there and get this app. Because the app is great. And they tell us about the app a bazillion times. Go download it, and you can vote who Randy Orton will take on tonight. And everybody's chanting CM Punk because they're in Chicago. But CM Punk is not even on the list. I think he's actually possibly hurt. I'm not sure.
Maybe. He looked less ugly tonight.
Which I don't even know how, but to me...
he had more hair.
He is getting more of a flattened hairstyle.
It's all about the hair for me.
It doesn't look as spiky as it once was,
yeah.
but I don't know.
He
had like hat hair, perhaps. But Kofi Kingston's going against Del Rio, so you can probably imagine how this match ends. Del Rio is the World Heavyweight Champion, and yes, Kofi Kingston taps out, so sad for this guy. This guy's actually going to be in that match later tonight, so we kind of see what's going on here. They're going to like tear apart each one of the members of this match, so they aren't going to be at 100%. So the Shield's going to beat like 11 guys, you know? So during this match, they kept talking about the app. It's crazy. Like telling us how to do it. It's like, we got it. Like they didn't have to give us one instructional video on how to use Twitter or how to download it.
It's true.
So obviously nobody gives a crap, okay? We got it. Okay, so at the beginning of the match, nobody cared. They were like chanting Savage, Punk, and, you know, everything else. But I think towards the end, they kind of drew people in. And that was cool. They had some nice little moves in there, and nice little spots, and the match ended up actually being pretty entertaining.
Cool.
And even though the crowd at first didn't care, they got drawn in. And, yes, Kofi Kingston, he taps out, so he is done.
Done?
Now, yes, done.
Okay.
He's not, you know, he's still alive. But Renee Young has a special guest, and her guest is The Miz. So it's funny that Renee Young gets her own special guest, The Miz, who was supposed to have his own TV show, but I guess he sucks so much that Renee Young gets to have him as guest.
You're hating on The Miz. You just hate on The Miz lately.
I don't hate it, I just tell the truth. But anyways, The Miz, you know, they got him on there because of his little beatdown, because Randy Orton beat him up. He beat him up bad in front of his parents, and his parents watched. Notice on the video clip, The Miz's dad, who had no emotion seeing his son get ripped apart limb from limb, they kind of edited out him as much as possible. They mentioned that he was there and he was sad, but, you know, he wasn't. But his mom actually was acting a little bit or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think any mother, no matter if she knows that her son is, like, her kid is really getting hurt or not, is going to have a slight freak out.
But the dad didn't care.
Well, that's because he's the dad.
He was stone-faced. And, anyways, yes. So, The Miz looking super sad, super upset. Here comes Triple H. And Triple H is going to let Chicago have a Miz TV. And you know Chicago, man, they're not all about this. They're not. Yeah. So, yeah, Triple H, good job there. And so they're going to have the Miz TV. And his special guest is going to be The Big Show. And I'm like, oh, it's like a show Miz reunion. But tonight on Miz TV, it's going to be Battle of the Boo Boo Face. Because, I mean, The Miz was like, and then, you know how Big Show is.
You said Battle of the Boo Boo Face.
I did. Primetime Players versus the Wyatt family. Now, I thought the Primetime Players were just going to shoot up to the moon because of Darren Young coming out of the closet, everybody loving him. Everybody liked the Primetime Players before.
I mean, they are pushing them, right?
Not as much. I mean, they were pushing them to the moon. And then they kind of fell off. I thought they were going to win the tag titles, but it's like the Shield has to still be strong, so they can't have it now. So maybe they're actually going to wait. But I just kind of feel like they're kind of one and done with the Primetime Players. I think they would be deserving of it. Yeah, but I think that they're just going to give it to the Usos because the Usos are on Total Divas. So, anyways, the Wyatt family. Plus, they got to look good in this match too, so I can see why. the Wyatt family comes away with the victory, and yeah, Bray Wyatt is in the rocking chair and everything. And then after the match, they have a beatdown and poor guys. So 2 more guys that are supposed to be in this 11-on-3 match just got beat the crap up. So there you go. Now we have the Miz TV segment. No one is excited. And, yeah, Big Show is out there. Stephanie McMahon, she starts hitting him with that reality again. This is what I'm talking about. It can be detrimental, but it also, I guess, makes for good TV. Because she starts talking about how you peaked too early, Miz. You know, you used to be a good guy, but now you're what they call a utility player, which was like such a low blow. Because, see, Stone Cold talked about in his documentary how when he was brought into the WWE, they had no plans for him. He was literally a utility worker. He was an enhancement guy. He was there to make other guys look good by getting beat up.
Right.
So that was a hard shot.
That is kind of hard.
And she was saying, when a new marketplace opens, when a new Walmart opens, and we just need, like, somebody up there, we send The Miz. When we need a press conference, we send The Miz. So, and you know...
That's not a bad thing, though.
I know, but it was basically implying that, you know, he's not really good for anything else. And if they need a whipping boy, we'll throw him out there at 5 a.m.
That's kind of jacked up.
Yeah, so, that hurt. That hurt, but...
That hurts me a little bit.
But, you know, I don't know. And then she tells the Big Show to knock out The Miz. Now, note how quickly the Big Show knocks out The Miz. Like, I swear, I have to watch it back here. I swear, he was already rearing back before she even said hit him. Like, he was ready. You know, because when he had to hit Cody Rhodes' dad, Dusty Rhodes or whatever, like, he didn't want to do it.
He cried.
But when she's like, knock out The Miz, he's like, it's already done.
Well, Miz isn't some old man either.
Old lady. You know, he's like 70. I didn't know that.
I kept telling you he was old as crap.
Well, what is old as crap? You say that Hogan is old as crap.
Hogan is old as crap.
He's 60.
He's like 70.
He's like 60.
He looks like he's 70.
But anyways.
His age, old as crap, is also relative to the amount of drugs and abuse you have inflicted on your body in your lifetime.
Anyways.
It's part of the measurement.
Measurement. Okay. We'll move on. So, yeah, and then Miz gets knocked out without hesitation at all. And the paramedics, I don't know why I thought this was funny, but the way the paramedics asked the Miz is like on the ground, still boo-boo face, butt knocked out, and he's just like this. And the paramedic goes up to him, he's like, do you know who you are? And I was like, I bet he doesn't.
It's a little funny.
Because, see, he's not the man he used to be.
Okay.
You know, he's the utility man.
Okay.
Alright. So, I just can't get that look of the Miz out of my face, or his dad's look of his face, or even like the little Miz girl from like a couple years ago when she was like, the Miz won. Remember that? Like all these faces that are connected to the Miz.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of them. And none of them are happy, if you noticed. Okay, so the Miz is knocked out, paramedics kind of like, oh, Randy Orton versus Rob Van Dam because of the at-poll. And man, I'm glad that RVD won this poll because I like RVD.
You do.
And I thought that he would have a good match, and it was. Now,
okay.
Apparently, I didn't catch this initially, but apparently the announcers announced that Randy Orton, or actually it was Jerry the King Lawler, announced that Orton was the WWE champion, which is not true. Nobody's the WWE champion.
That's true.
So, do you think that's like spoiling the next pay-per-view's results? Like, to me, I think that it just was that, like, everyone just remembers in their head that Orton was the champion, but
I think it was a legitimate, honest mistake.
I don't know. But anyways, so they have a good match, but after the match is what's important, because Rob Van Dam gets that beatdown since he's in that 11-on-3 match. He gets a beatdown. He, like, Randy Orton rips, like, the little barricade steel, exposes it, backdrops on it, just hitting him here, hitting him there, puts him on the top turnbuckle, does a DDT off the top.
Wow.
Just beats the crap out of the dude. He actually got a gash. Like, I saw at one point, like, there's a little bit of blood coming out, but I think that the referee, like, did something. But he was bleeding at one point, and poor RVD, but he actually made it to the main event or whatever, so, but not in one piece, I guess. So, Del Rio, yeah, he comes out and beats up Rob Van Dam, and I was like, dang, man. I was like, I know you got a match with him in the next pay-per-view, but, like, seriously, give the guy a break or whatever. So, Okay, this is a spot that you had problems with because they had the Bella twins back there, and I think
Yeah, because this just bothers me because it's like the Bella twins are supposed to be heels, so it doesn't.
undoubtedly.
So it doesn't make sense to me that they acknowledge on Raw that Daniel Bryan and the skinny Bella are going out. Because Daniel Bryan's a super face, the Bellas are super heels. It does not make any kind of storyline sense for them to continuously acknowledge that they're dating.
And when they acknowledge it, the Bella twins just become face.
I know, it's very weird and I don't like it.
But we've been noticing that for months and months and months. Where the Bellas, they'll just be face for no reason, and then
For like 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds. I mean, it won't even be like a week to week thing. It'll just be like they'll just boom. And the cats are going crazy.
They're going completely insane.
Okay.
Okay, you don't knock that
But,
over.
anyways, Fandango versus Santino. So
I liked Fandango in this match.
Did you?
I usually don't really care about Fandango, but I kind of liked him in this match.
And, Santino Marella, you got two, comedy gimmicks out there or whatever. But, hey, it works. People like seeing him. And he hits, the Grandmaster Sexy, top rope leg drop or whatever. And, Fandango comes away with a victory. So, it was entertaining enough match. Well, I guess that wasn't serious enough for me to like it, but you know what I mean?
I liked Fandango in this one, and I always enjoy Santino, so.
CM Punk comes out there, returns in front of his Chicago native hometown brethren or whatever.
Sorry.
And he talks about how, he lost his smile or something, and I'm just like, but you
never... Did he do the Shawn Michaels thing?
I mean, kind of.
No. He said he hadn't smiled in 8 days because I guess he lost to Paul Heyman or whatever. And his hometown brought the smile back out of him. He just couldn't help it.
But the boy never smiles. That's what I don't get about it.
He was, that's true.
This is stupid. The guy never smiles. He's always like...
He said something I thought was ridiculous in this promo.
Oh, he talked about Gray's Almanac.
Yeah, Gray's Sports Almanac. I was like, what? What? Isn't that from, the 50s? That was in, Back to the Future.
Well, he was wearing a jersey, but he called it a sweater.
Well, it might have been a sweater, but it did look like a jersey.
And it was 3 times too big for his body.
Well, it's supposed to look like that. It's a hockey thing. That's what they look like.
No. Well,
yeah.
Anyways.
I only know that because I was in Chicago when the Blackhawks won, and everyone was wearing one of those. So that's what they look like.
Heyman comes down on a HoverRound, which I know there's been a lot of classic entrances with vehicles. You've had the beer trucks, you've had the milk trucks, the monster trucks.
Now you got the HoverRound.
The HoverRound.
Except I don't think that's actually a HoverRound because HoverRound's probably too expensive. And I think they're more rounded.
But
I'm not sure.
I don't know, to me, this has got to be one of the best entrances by a vehicle ever.
You think so?
Even better than a 4-wheeler.
Think so?
A tank.
On his little scooter?
Yeah, because he came out singing and everything. It was great.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Battery-powered awesomeness. And Paul Heyman was great on this. And then, he wanted to get out of there, so he's going to back up. But his battery was dead, and I was like, dang, he,
they
literally...
didn't plug it into the charger at Walmart for long enough.
At Walmart?
You know, they have those little things, the little scooters at Walmart for the old people.
But they're not at Walmart.
I know, but it looked like a Walmart scooter.
I never used one of those.
Well, I never have either, but I see people with them.
And they gotta charge them up?
Yes.
I guess that makes sense.
Yes.
They don't have cords. But anyways, that was funny. And then, since his battery is dead, he goes and gonna attack poor defenseless Paul Heyman.
CM Punk is, yeah.
But, the little Heyman guys come out. You got Ryback and Curtis Axel.
Ryback, who gave Paul Heyman a kiss and told him he'd never let anything bad happen to him. I just want to bring that moment back for everyone. Nobody
forgot. It's still etched, scarred in our minds. But
yeah.
So they come out there and they help. That was not. That was me burping.
I know, it was just funny, so I wanted to redo it.
That was not a German salute or anything.
I know.
Just
burped. Wow, babe, you went there.
Well, I mean, that's what it looked like.
Okay. I just thought it was funny.
But anyways, I was just saying. But anyways, they have that, and they come out and attack, and Ryback just, CM Punk ain't getting away. So he picks up a little CM Punk, and he like is on top of some stuff, and you see some randomly placed pads outside.
Yeah.
I don't know why,
Those were there.
but yeah, he picks them up and he slams them. It looks like he's supposed to put them through a table, but he doesn't really go through the table. But he landed on the thing, so I guess either way it worked or whatever. But I was like, that looked like it kind of hurt in a way. They had a Divas match. I didn't care. Same match they keep having every single week, except AJ was in the match, and because she was in the match, she lost. Well, that completely sucks, doesn't it?
Wait a minute, that happened before all this, right?
I don't know. I think it happened after. It doesn't matter. The Shield cut a promo. And what?
What you're talking about happened at the very end of the show, and then you, like, jumped back up here, and it confused me.
What happened at the end of the show?
Right back at Tacky. No, okay. I'm sorry. Please continue, because I got lost in my head.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now the Shield are doing a promo, and they get attacked by Goldust and Cody Rhodes. And Goldust is actually wearing his face paint, so I was like... See, I mean, it seems like, in real life you wouldn't wear your face paint. But I don't care! You got to wear the face paint.
It's not real life.
Well, they keep trying to make it seem like that with their little, you're a utility guy.
But whatever.
Anyways, they have this match. 11-on-3. All the guys in the match, all the faces are all beat up, except for Daniel Bryan, I guess. And the Usos, see, they're trying to make them look all strong. They pin Roman Reigns, the big behemoth man who's going to be a big star or whatever. They pin him! And I'm just like, I hate you, Usos. Like, I mean, I used to like them as a tag team, but they just slamming them in our face, and I don't like that. I don't like it one bit. But you got Dolph Ziggler in there and everything. And, like, the Shield started getting picked off, and he ended up with, like, 3 or 4 going against just Seth Rollins. And I was like, wow, I think that the Shield's actually going to lose.
Yeah.
And ended up being that the Shield actually lost.
Yeah, it was
and Daniel
pretty amazing.
Bryan ended up closing out the show.
Yes, in Chicago. It was actually pretty cool.
So that was surprising, and I was actually pleasantly surprised how the 11-man versus 3-man was set up and how it carried through the night. Like, the whole show was kind of about that. And I like that. So, I mean, overall, the show was really cool.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Thought it was good.
But yes, we will be going to TNA on Thursday.
That's right. Y'all like that sign?
You're going to have to watch me on Spikle TV. I can't see. And so we're going to be there. We're going to take our signs. I'm going to rip that in half because that's really annoying.
No, you're not. It's going to go right next to yours and say Old Hulk.
Okay, so
Mine's shiny.
we are opposite the Titantron on the very first row of the risers. So not on the floor, but as soon as people start, going up in this direction, that's where we're at. We're hoping they're going to move us to TV side
Because they haven't sold any tickets over there.
Yeah, because like on the risers over there, only the front row is sold out. So, so in Little Rock, Arkansas, we're going to be there, and then they're going to tape the next show. So we'll actually be there 2 weeks in a row. So, yes, we will see you guys then, and you can see us guys on Thursday, so that will be super great.